If I could go back and do it all over again, I would change just a tiny bit. I wouldn't change all of it, and I wouldn't change most of it.
What would you change?
I would change my conversation with the news media. I would say it differently this time.
In England?
Yes. Yes, I would give Jerry his chance.
What's going to happen with rock and roll?
I started it, and I'll probably end it.
So what do you mean?
Well, that's probably where it'll be.
You'll be the last rock star?
Well, I was the first one. I want to close it out.
Once again, the last letter of the alphabet is the last word in sports cars. The News E from Nissan.
There's good news and bad news. First, the bad news. 3 out of 4 unsuspecting people will get gingivitis, an early form of gum disease. Now, the good news. Listerine Antiseptic is the only non-prescription mouthwash accepted by the American Dental Association for its significant help in preventing and reducing plaque and gingivitis. And Listerine still kills bad breath germs. So brush, floss, and use Listerine. It's good news for you, bad news for gingivitis.
At the biggest bank in Ireland, from coast to friendly coast, they'll refund your Visa traveler's checks if they're stolen or they're lost.
Of course we can.
So be off without a care and travel where you will, from McGillicuddy Reeks to Glencolumkill. But if you lose that other traveler's check, you may be in distress while you're phoning for a refund.
Thought you had the number.
From American Express. Visa traveler's checks, they're everywhere you want to be.
Everyone has a right to a university degree in America, even if it's in hamburger technology. I love McDonald's Hamburger University. Fancy calling it a university. It's wonderful. If you're going to call it a school, why not call it a university? It's logical. Have you ever noticed how everyone in McDonald's has got a hat with manager written on it? Like everybody? Yeah. Even the guy who's carrying out the garbage? Terrific. It's a great idea, and I'm for it.
I'm Charles Turol. The administration's welfare policies, the 1939 World's Fair, the Indian Dance Theater, all this Sunday morning.
Murphy Brown flashes back to her first audition.
Your competition looks pretty good.
Linda Ellerby?
See how it all began.
All right. And so it goes.
She stole that from me.
I should apologize for putting your name in the personal section of Soldier Fortune magazine.
It's a special Murphy Brown starring Linda Ellerby.
And that's the way it is.
Monday. This is CBS.
This court is now in session. Justice Lamar Lamont presiding. All rise. Justice Lamar Lamont presiding. Justice Lamar Lamont presiding.
Instant U-Ban is much too rich to rush. Rich because the more Colombian beans, the richer the coffee. And U-Ban is the only leading coffee that's 100% Colombian.
Justice Lamar Lamont.
100% Colombian U-Ban. Much too rich to rush.
It's time. Time for the single largest sales event of the year. And it has been for 7 straight years. It's Columbia Pool's anniversary truckload sale. A huge selection of beautiful Beechcraft spas, all priced to save you hundreds. All chemicals and accessories are 10% off. All Doughboy pools in stock are an incredible 25% off. Let there be no doubt in your mind, Columbia Pools has the best products and the area's lowest prices, period. Zero down financing, live media coverage, factory reps, free refreshments, and more. This weekend at Columbia Pool's 7th anniversary truckload sale.
These are the most discussed health subjects today. Watch KEPR every Monday night at 6:05 for Taking Care, a Medical Minute, and get your questions answered.
You're watching KEPR TV, Channel 19, Tri-Cities.
His suits always look too tight, his collars too uncomfortable, and he always appears to be fighting a losing battle with his waistline. But Clive James, who combines the look of a Kojak with the wit of a Peter Ustinov, is one of England's biggest television stars. Australian-born, he's sort of the thinking man's Crocodile Dundee. One of James's favourite preoccupations is wandering across the ocean and travelling around America, bringing back tales of the natives and their curious ways. Well, we thought you might like to take a look at him, taking a look at you.
America has an abundance of everything. America is, it's not even a supermarket. It is really a gigantic atrium shopping mall, which goes up and up and up until eventually the ceiling becomes the basement and it all begins again. And it's full of things. It's everything you want. How can you respond to all that?
Responding to all that has become a Clive James specialty. While making his latest portrait of an American city, James began to look like an overheated koala bear as temperatures soared over 100.
Chicago's hot, sweaty, and so am I. I'm overweight, I'm hot, worried. Of course I sweat. Oh, this is the tallest building on earth at the moment. It's been that for about the last 5 minutes. You can own a place like this, too, if you sell enough mail-order merchandise.
We've been filming continuously for 7 days. It seems like 7 years.
And we're going to go on shooting and get through the whole history of Chicago architecture in one enormous, beautifully linked, smooth sequence. Good. Or not, as the case may be.
This is Chicago.
James' finished products celebrate all the unique and wonderful things about the American landscape that the natives rather take for granted.
Chicago was where skyscrapers were invented, and they still look better here than anywhere else. With nothing to hem them in, they don't look as if they went up because they couldn't spread out. They look as if they went up because they felt like it.
It's not only buildings that get a rise out of James. He's become quite an expert on some of the smaller things that separate us in Britain from you in America.
I think a fundamental difference between the U.S. and Britain is in Britain, no one will talk unless he has a reason. And in America, no one will stop talking unless he has a reason. You see what I mean? The British are rude, outright rude. Americans are very, very polite, but the politeness is verbal and it goes on and on and on all the time. You will be asked 20 times a day, how are you today? How are you today, Selena? You don't want to answer that, do you?
Yeah.
No. There is no answer. There is one answer. I'm fine. How are you?
So how to deal with it is the question. You can't get into the elevator in the hotel without having 3 conversations you don't really want to have. And it can be quite wearing, but that's part of the general friendliness. That can come in handy.
That's from a man's point of view. What about a woman's point of view? For a woman, for example, like me, coming to this place and walking around doing my thing, what should I be aware of? What should I be watching out for?
Well, I should be, in your case, I should be aware of rapists, muggers, and people who want to kidnap you. But you don't feel that way in Chicago, do you, particularly?
No. Very friendly.
America is an upfront culture, and it's a writer's dream. It's too good.
All right, Curly.
In Chicago, at Ed DeBevic's, they're so upfront, they're out there.
Are you going to stare at her or are you going to drink her?
My waitress revealed that in real life, she was the director of a well-known erotic theater company. I wasn't actively seeking this information, but she supplied it anyway.
You want you to do a late-night breakfast or something. You'll find the waitress is auditioning. She's Lana Turner. She's waiting to be discovered. I think it's wonderful. So am I. I was like that, too. I was born in the wrong country. I should have been here. Everyone is ready to audition at all times. It's one of the refreshing things about the States. They can get a little crazy sometimes, but crazy people are very crazy in the U.S. I mean, they've got everything except the word crazy written across their forehead. They dress crazy. They act crazy. They're on wheels. In Britain, you don't know who's crazy until there'll be some quiet guy. You'll know he's crazy when he kills 32 people. Until then, he's just like everybody else. But the big difference is that the British have a sense of irony and Americans don't. When anyone in Britain says something, there are 2 meanings. The meaning which the words express and the real meaning. What do you mean? And you've got to be like a Japanese. You have to examine the guy for what he's really saying. In the U.S., you never have to do this. People actually say what they mean all the time. Right up until when the fight starts, they're actually saying what they mean.
What were your first impressions of America? Your very first?
The first thing I saw in the U.S. that I focused on was a Hershey bar. I just got off the plane and I saw a newsstand. There was a Hershey bar on it. And what stunned me about it was recognizable. I'd seen it before. I'd seen it in a movie. I had seen everything in America I had already seen in a movie. And that's what struck me and appalled me about America, was also recognizable.
There wasn't much they could tell me about San Francisco. I knew that Clint Eastwood had escaped from Alcatraz. I I knew that this was the city where Tony Bennett had left one of his vital organs.
The 49-year-old James has crisscrossed the country several times, searching for the real America.
You can't talk about the whole of America. It's too big. America is almost the world. Not quite, but almost. What you do is you take a piece and you try and comprehend it using your outsider's view. I did a show in Las Vegas, for example. Very, very appealing place.
Unless a gambler books well ahead, he won't get a room. Those famous hotels are full of television documentary crews, all sampling the delights of 24-hour room service while they work on programs about the decline of Western civilization.
I couldn't be a writer here. I haven't got the stamina the American writer must have to take all this on board and process it. You have big writers. Saul Bellow is... It's no accident that he's 72 years old or whatever he is. He's still writing. He's a big man, right? Norman Mailer is a small man, but he's a big man. He's powerful. I mean, he can take it all in. I'm weak. After that much people, I know to go and lie down.
America's where I got fat, because I took on all America's bad habits, like fast food, without any of the good habits, like, you know, regular pumping iron, all this sort of stuff, which you obviously do. You're in terrific shape. And I don't want you to think that I'm ungrateful for American junk food. It's done a lot for me. In many ways, it's made me the man I am today. But it has had an overwhelming effect on the world. The world wants it. American culture is very attractive. People want it. People really want Coca-Cola. People really want, strange as it may seem, they want to see Sylvester Stallone movies. You don't have to force them at gunpoint. Not even he has to force them at gunpoint. They want to see them. You know? American culture penetrates the world because the world wants to be penetrated. The world is lying there submissive.
You seem to suggest that you have this love-hate relationship with the place.
I can't see any other kind of relationship to have, because America is the large part of the world, and that's the right relationship to have with the world.
But why do you think your views are relevant?
Well, I've always thought so. I thought that was true in Class 2B at Cobra Primary School in 1946. I thought my views were relevant. My teacher thought otherwise and kept hitting me. But I thought at the time that I had something to say, and I still do.
He's more than an Englishman covering the United States or Chicago. He's an Australian, knowing England, covering the New World.
Judge Turkle has been called the voice of Chicago.
Always a stranger can see more than someone lives there. This is true of everybody, assuming that person is open and observes. And if there's one thing this guy is, he's an observer.
James perfected the art of observing in his previous career as Britain's #1 television critic. How much time do you spend watching television in America?
All the time. In my hotel room, I watch it all the time.
So what do you think of the women on American television?
I'm totally sold on the women in L.A. law. I love everything about L.A. law. There's a fantasy there for everybody. The short man gets the very tall, beautiful girl. Do you notice that? Yeah. It's a fantasy for a man like me faced with a girl like you. When I watch L.A. Law, there it is, you see? And she's crazy about it, right?
It's got wealthy people, mansions, a mysterious gunman, and international royalty. It's Melvin Belli's own divorce.
That the divorce lawyer is getting divorced, and there's a TV program about it. That's America in a nutshell.
Only a condominium on wheels.
Condoms he's selling? No, condominiums. Yeah. Now, get the hairstyle. Look what's happening up there. Americans always overdo the wigs. Yeah. They sit on top of the head like dead cats or baseball mitts. You know the one, T.J. Hooker's wig, the one that William Shatner wears in T.J. Hooker? It's like a dead cat nailed down in the corners of his head, right? Yeah. And she's keen. She wants to sell you tiles. She's a career tile pitch person. The sound of America is the pitch. Even how are you today is a pitch. It really wants you to say back, I'm fine. How are you? Instead of saying, I'm lousy. Fix it.
What about class in Britain and class in America? Is it the same thing or not?
No. They both have it, though. And history, I don't think history offers a single example of a country without some kind of class system. But I think there's a fundamental difference. And that is, in America, nobody feels inferior. There are plenty of people who feel superior, but there isn't anybody who feels inferior. Whereas, I think in Britain, there are people who think they have a place and they can't move beyond that place. America is a country where, in all walks of life, there is an apex. And that is what you can aspire to.